Ali from the England pod. John Stones has been named in the squad this time. How excited are you to have him in your squad for the first time? And was it a no-brainer that he would, as soon as he was available, essentially go straight back in?
Yeah, for me, yes. John brings the whole package, unbelievable quality, highest quality, winner mentality. He knows what it takes, professionalism, being a good teammate, and on top of it, he's a fantastic character and a very polite and nice guy. So it was a no-brainer, actually. I'm very, very glad that he's back on the pitch, that he plays for City, that he has overcome his injury and hopefully can stay like this. I'm excited to have him back in camp.
When it comes to the centre of defence, whether it's a pair or a three, but for the sake of it, let's say a pair, do you see this as important to pick two centre-backs that complement each other specifically with their set of skills? And if so, how do you analyse the four that you have in this squad in terms of right side, left side, ball winner, ball player, that sort of thing?
For this camp, we decided on the right side for John and Ezri Konsa, and on the left side for Marc Guéhi and Dan Burn. Dan is a left footer and plays in this position in his club, and he plays on a very high level consistently in a very aggressive style for Newcastle, which we like. It's very active, even in defending. He's very active, very brave. He follows forwards in the opponent's half, plays man mark. He's more than happy and plays with a lot of self-confidence. So Marc plays in a back three. It's slightly different, but he played for England in a back four. He feels very comfortable on the left side as a right footer. So these are the two positions for this camp. And Ezri played very strong season with Aston Villa, played a good Champions League campaign, and had two very good camps with us. And now the competition is also on for Ezri. It's a bit of a slow start for Aston Villa, which can happen, but he was strong in camp. Maybe I have to mention a name, which was another difficult and phone call for Trevor Chalobah, because he also deserved normally to be with us after what he did for Chelsea. But I kind of like it. The competition is on. I don't like the phone calls, but I kind of like them because it just shows we have players pushing and we have players fighting for a place in the squad, and that's exactly what we want.
James.
Hi, Thomas. Just asked you what the summer was like for you, because obviously you lost the last game, but you normally don't have to wait 3 months to put it right and play again.
Yeah, it's a little bit long to dwell on a loss in a friendly match. I agree. On the other side, like once I digested and analyzed the loss, it was kind of a long summer for me. There were no transfers. There was no engagement with agents and players and club officials to organize the transfer period and the transfer window. So yeah, we used it to reflect, and I used the time to reflect on the first two camps. We invited a lot of players. It was a lot of observations. We wanted to be absolutely take the right conclusions and, like I said, build a tighter, more competitive squad for the next 3 camps, because it's for me a key period now that we improve, that we play with more rhythm, that we show improvement from now and create an identity throughout these 3 camps, because the time in between is much shorter than usual.
One of the interviews you gave after the Senegal game, you talked about Jude Bellingham.
Yeah.
You probably know what I'm going to say here, don't you? I mean, you talked obviously in general about him, but the quote that kind of got people talking was you sort of said sometimes you see the fire and it comes out in a way that can be a bit repulsive.
Yeah. I did this unintentional. I used this word unintentionally just to make it very clear. I used it unintentionally. There was no message. There was no hidden agenda. I fully understood and understand that it's my responsibility that I created these headlines. I am sorry for the upset, was sorry, and I am sorry for the upset and for the headlines that I created. I'm experienced enough. I should have known better. I should have known better. I should have done better. I thought I have a little bit more credit maybe with you guys that I do all this in my second language. I did it on on the morning after a loss with not a lot of sleep. I did it in a live interview, and I used the wrong word. Again, it's my responsibility. I used the wrong word. I didn't want to use this word. I used it. I created the upset. It's my responsibility, but not more than that.
Can I just ask you, did you speak to Jude about it?
Yes, of course. I made straight away contact with him. Of course, I got in touch with him straight away. Jude focuses now on his process in rehabilitation, and we focus on Andorra and Serbia.
Thomas, hi. Just echoing Carrie's point, there was a sort of bit of a debate in the summer over the sort of the philosophy with which the under-21s played. They played with a lot of freedom in Slovakia. Is it difficult to take that philosophy when you step up into the sort of the cauldron of the senior team with additional pressure? Thank you.
I'm not so sure what you mean.
So just in terms of the under-21s,
yeah,
were praised for playing with a lot of freedom. They seem to be a fearlessness. Is that their youth? And is it difficult to actually replicate that? Because you've got 6 of the players who won the under-21s in the last 2 tournaments are now in your squad.
I think they feel a different level of scrutiny when they play for us. They play for the national team. There's a different level of exposure. It's just like this. That comes with a different level of pressure and with a different level of being nervous and excited also. But it's actually the aim and the goal for all of us to find this freedom, to find an identity, and to build this identity and a sportive identity, what this team stands for, how do we want to play, how do we want to attack. And there are several zones and several parts of the game that we have to improve, be it in deep build-up, be in overcoming a low block in the middle of the pitch, because both teams now will most likely again play in a 5-4-1 deep block against us. So there are topics that we absolutely want to improve, and we have to improve. Off the ball, we have to create an identity. How do we want to attack? And how do we want to press in the opponent's half? How do we want to defend in ourselves in a middle block? How do we stay active? How do we show bravery? How do we show freedom? We are on that. We needed maybe 2 camps to understand our players better. We needed maybe the 2 camps to understand the rhythm and the challenges of international football better. But we feel very well equipped now. The plan is absolutely clear what we want to do from Tuesday on, and hopefully spectators, you guys, and people in the stadium can feel it that we go forward. But the aim is, of course, to replicate what Lee has done and play with freedom and play with hunger and win a title.